And for the Pan Ams, I'm feeling great. Right now I'm on weight. I'm a couple pounds under. Pretty much dieted for about a month and a half to get down there, so I can actually eat a whole bunch on Sunday morning. So I'm feeling pretty happy about that. So I've had to starve myself before, which wasn't so fun. But I like my draw. I've got tough guys. There's no easy matches, and I'm really excited to be fighting at the black belt level this year. It's an honor to my coach Felipe Costa, he thought that I was ready to compete against these guys, because guys like obviously Cobrinha is 4-time consecutive world champ. It doesn't get a whole lot better than that. There's plenty of other guys, Javi Vasquez, Teodoro Canal. My first round opponent is Enrique Hisenj from Allianz, and he's really good too. He's a Marcelo Garcia and Fabio Gurgel black belt. So I'm really excited to be fighting these guys, because this is what I've been training for since I started, and this is finally time to do the work, to put in the time and really see what I can do at this level. Obviously, at the top level, the black belt level, it's nice because it's a lot easier to have an idea of who it is that you're going to fight. I kind of had to deal with, my entire competitive career of 99% of the time the other person knowing who I am and exactly what I do, and most of the time me having no idea who they are and how good they are and what they do. So it'll be nice, even though the level is even higher, there's a degree of planning that can go into each match. In terms of other things, specifically to do, I'll keep that to myself. But you'll probably see some 50-50 guard, half guard, and I really, obviously I feel like, it definitely takes a strong passing game. No one wins at the black belt level without a really strong top game. So they're going to be trying to bring that this year and just get out there and let it all hang out, because there's no reason to hold anything back at this point. I'm really excited to fight a lot of different guys. There's so many people that, Rafael Menz, he was the Abu Dhabi champion in my weight class. Cobrinha was second place at Abu Dhabi in my weight class. So obviously, I'd like to get matches with them. I think, I match up really, really well with Rafael Menz, even though I know he's very good. But I think style-wise, it'll be real interesting because we're very similar. Cobrinha, no one has been able to reliably beat him at all, and it'll be really cool to get to have another match with him, because he, stole my lunch money and beat me up in 2008. So I feel like I've gotten a lot better since then. I'm looking forward to, to really, he and Mendes, and along with Cobrinha, and I think also Mario Hayes are really kind of the standard bearers for the weight class. So those are the guys that I want to fight. I want to fight everybody, but those are the people that you're going to have to crack through in order to get into the medals. So those are the ones you want.
Nice, nice.
I'm really excited about competing at all the big tournaments. Honestly, I've spent a ton of time competing. Done Grappler's Quest a million times, Naga, things like that. I'm probably going to be a lot more selective at this point about what I compete in, just because you're fighting professional level opponents now every single time, and you really can't you can't mess around. So obviously Pan Am's, Worlds, Brasileiro, Europeans. I'm going to be doing all those. I've had a bunch of injuries over the last couple years, but those are starting to heal up, and hopefully, with any kind of luck, I'm going to be able to stay healthy and fight all the big tournaments that matter, and really try to make a mark at the black belt level.
Nice, nice.
Man, as far as going into the Pan Ams this time, I really don't have any injuries to speak of. I hurt my knee a little while back and was kind of out for 3 weeks. I guess that was back in March. But I'm feeling really good right now, and I don't see any reason why I'm not going to be able to fight my best. I feel about as good for this, maybe not quite as good as I felt for Abu Dhabi, but everything else, this is just about as good as it gets. So I'm really excited to fight, and because I have done plenty of tournaments in the past, kind of at way less than 100%, and that's not going to cut it anymore. So I'm looking forward to this one. Well, when it comes to the 50-50 guard, I'm mostly known for using it without the gi on, but I think I'm actually a lot better with the position with the gi on. It's a lot more varied and versatile with the kimono on, and even though it's kind of come under fire over the last little while, as far as people calling it a stalling position, this and that, that's mostly just in my opinion, an uneducated view on the topic, because you can really use the spider guard, the half guard, the close guard, side control, mount, anything to hold the fight. So it really comes down to if you are skilled in the position and you do have the attributes necessary to play it successfully, the skill of it is really getting into it and out of it at will, and it really is just like any other guard position, something that can be used very, very effectively, or not very effectively at all. But I put a lot of time and effort into it, and I continue to do that. And it's neat that other people are making plenty. There's plenty of people who start to use it now, and that's only going to become even more true over the next months and years, things like that. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But it's something I put a lot of time and effort to, and I'm going to be using it a lot, and it won't be to stall.